Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the third episode of Family Dinner for the World Pokemon Federation. I am your host. My name is Rizzo, or Andrew, as we'll be going by in this episode today. Today I've got with me two of my moderator team. I have Lucifer, or Adam.
Hello.
That was a lot less enthusiastic than you were 20 seconds ago.
I am no longer enthusiastic. You suck the joy out of everything.
And then the other guy you just heard, our relative neighborhood
Sorry.
Kiwi, or Habita, or... Go ahead with your name, man.
Can
I'm
I
not going to
talk
pronounce it.
I'm
Oh, I
really
muted
trying
him,
not
that's
to screw this up.
I mean, screw this up is a relative term.
While I was
though.
muted. Oh.
See, there you go. It was easy. This is the first
That was
episode
awful.
that took 2 takes to start it out. I was
That would
wondering how long
frankly-
it was going to be before that had to happen.
Oh, that's
but
true. That's
Well,
true.
that's what happens when you get 2D division coaches as your guests.
That's it,
we are.
man.
That's true.
Fucking-
We are the bottom barrel people here.
Silly boys.
What do you mean? We're the top barrel people.
That's true. We're like if you
Flip
flip
the barrel,
if you flip the
flip it
barrel
upside
upside down, then we're on the top.
Exactly.
There
And
we
I
go.
live in New Zealand, so
You two
That's
are,
true. He's upside down by nature.
exactly.
You guys are on the
Top of
exact
the
same
barrel.
wavelength. I love it.
Exactly. 5 trillion IQ.
Well, hey, so I just wanted to talk to you guys. So the
Right.
first thing that I wanted to mention to you is, how do you think D Division went? So you both have been D Division coaches and moderators for the better part of Season 3.
Habita's not a D division moderator.
Isn't he? Oh,
Not
he's C
cool.
Division. Whatever. He might as well. He's one
That's
of the...
true. The only. Good
I mean, I basically
D
run
division
D division,
moderators.
don't I?
I mean, D division has been just really chill.
Don't let
But
John
I
say
feel like-
that.
There's definitely like a split between the upper class and the
John
lower
can't
class
make me
D
do
division
shit.
people. My phone just went off.
Unacceptable.
I'm sorry. I want to get messages. But yeah. So we have an upper echelon of players, being like probably you got your Tormans, you got your Just Blues, and then we have your, like,
Hello, I'm here as well.
your bottom barrel players.
yeah.
Who are like me and Habita, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
he was
you're-
getting to you.
you're-
You got to be patient.
Bottom barrel player. Well, because you would be a good player, but you're
Bottom
upside
barrel is
down.
the top barrel. Yeah.
There we go. See,
I forgot about that.
exactly. Come on. Where are you going with this? But
See,
yes,
at the top and the bottom.
I've had 2 partners in the D division, being John and Zooch. And Zooch just does all the work for me, so that's nice. But then John has this sort of calming presence, and then also we eat him. So without him, we don't have very much sustenance. But yeah,
He was gone for several weeks.
that's true. We had to
The
let
mods were starving.
I mean, that's
several people starve. Yeah.
that's kind of what happens when you have a baby, right? Or you're in the process of having a baby. You know,
You starved to death?
you disappear for a little while. You fall off the grid.
Oh, okay, that makes
I mean,
more
yeah.
sense.
We're talking about the starvation.
Yeah, no, not cool. I hope they're not starving the baby. God, if he disappears
you never
for
know.
good,
To
then...
starve the baby, you'd starve the wife, because the baby hasn't been birthed yet, right?
All right, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and just cut that topic off.
I feel like this is how it's generally going to go. We're gonna go.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is how it's gonna be.
and this is why I'm here. I'm your humble moderator to keep you two from talking about some completely obscene shit.
Like
And-
starving babies.
And I'm cool with that. Yeah, no. That precisely is
Babies-
correct.
All right. One thing I remember I wanted to talk about was the pinned messages.
Uh-huh.
They are fantastic.
Are they?
Oh, they are very much so. Everywhere, especially Family Room. That's the best one.
There really are some funny ones, yeah. I don't
There
really...
are.
I don't get in the habit of pinning messages a lot, so when I go to check them, especially, like, once I wake up and I see, like, 400 unread messages, and I just don't bother to read through them all, like, that's always a fun read.
The pinned messages are definitely the highlights. Like we have, let me pick one. We have Cross's Wire mod sending me their PP pics. That's a good one.
When did that happen? Hold on. Wait a minute. Were you two involved in that?
I was not. That was all Goomba and Daniel, I'm pretty sure.
See, and that's even more
I don't know, I'm a
worrisome
big-
because they're older
I'm a
guys,
big fan
right?
of Rezu's TED Talk.
Oh yeah, me too. Now hold on. Did you say Rizu? Who is that?
That's you, Dad.
It's not though. That's somebody else. That's your other dad.
Oh, okay. All right.
I had more. Wait, that's 3 total.
There are some great ones. Yeah, we have grow some balls and take it in the ass, Daniel. That's a good one.
I was just gonna read all these pins.
I guess so.
Okay.
That's what the podcast is starting out with.
We have Casper's "What's Wrong with Interspecies Sex," which I believe is a really important question, just in everybody's day-to-day life.
So you know what?
really
Let's
is
start
wrong?
off with that. What do you think is wrong about interspecies sex, or do you at all? Are you pro?
Look, so long as you don't have children, I think it's okay, because if you do, they're going to be split between these two different worlds
Uh-huh.
that they can never fully be a part of, right? They're always going to be isolated from one. Like, let's go to the other pin,
Wait,
which is
so if an Australian and New Zealand had a child, they'd be in the middle of the ocean.
No, I think he was saying
Exactly.
if a Kiwi had a baby with a Kiwi, it was going to be like half beak, half leg. I think is what he was saying.
exactly. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
makes more sense. Okay.
And then we
Right.
also have
Wait,
we
but
have-
isn't that the same
where is it?
species?
Hold on, I remember this one.
Wait.
In Florida, it is unlawful to have sex with a porcupine. Because think about it: if this man or woman has sex with a porcupine, their porcupine child is going to be split between these two worlds, where they can never really fit in. Because think about it: in the human world, they're going to be bullied for being part porcupine, but in the porcupine world, they're going to be bullied for being half human.
I feel like because it's an American porcupine, as long as it's got like a signed consent form, like it's fine.
That's
Shoot
true. Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? It
all
can
right.
just say it identifies as one or the other.
Well,
I'm not
it's
sure
one
this
of the
is.
few species of animal that come with its own pre-installed pen. You just take out one of the quills, put it in a little bit of ink, and then it's
Why need
halfway
ink
there.
to stab yourself?
Pre-installed pen.
Exactly. Just stab yourself. You can write in blood.
Yep.
No ink needed. All in one. Actually, that's a great idea. Just
Wait,
sell
do you,
porcupines.
do you,
and then
do you
stab the
actually need to
porcupine
stab yourself, or do you just take it out and the end that you
No,
took it out of is covered
Oh,
in
does
blood?
it? No, it comes off, right? Because it's in a sheath. So if you stab a
I don't
porcupine,
know how
and then
porcupines
right with its
We don't
blood.
have those.
He does apparently.
So it's like an all-in-one quill. And like, how many quills does it have? Well, I guess you have to keep it alive.
It's got
so
3.
blood.
many more than
Uh,
3.
A
Way many more.
tri-quilled porcupine.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know, but we are 7 minutes into the podcast, and I think this is our second or third like extremely inappropriate topic. So let's keep it going. What's another
Let's do it. I don't
Yeah.
think this is inappropriate. I think this is all
No,
theoretical.
I think this is fine.
having sex
I
with
mean-
porcupines isn't inappropriate? Really?
I mean,
No.
we did a disclaimer. We know it's unlawful.
What? Who did a
When
disclaimer?
did we do
Wait a
a
minute.
disclaimer?
Well, according to AB, it's unlawful to have sex with a porcupine
Is it?
in Florida, anyway.
According
Yeah,
to
in Florida,
Casper,
it's unlawful to have sex
Who is
with a
our-
porcupine. All right, hold on. One second.
he's our leading law voice, I guess, in the server.
I guess other states just didn't think it necessary to have to say that it was illegal. Why has he muted himself?
I don't know. It is
He's
odd
going
though.
on a journey.
If it's Florida that's like making it to where you can't have sex with certain animals, you would think that they would start with alligators because they have that in droves down there,
Really?
Alligators, yeah. Not
Oh, I
crocodiles.
mean,
the
All right,
smaller
hold on. I
ones.
just
I'm
looked it up.
England bad.
The law in the U.S. state of Florida specifically forbids having sex with a porcupine, and for good reason, as 2 tourists from Russia discovered while trying to break it. No doing it if you are not married. No kissing your wife's breast. No oral sex. No indulging with Kama Sutras, and absolutely no sex with porcupines.
That sounds wonderful. I'm glad that they went so in depth on that law.
Exactly. Like, because there's so many loopholes, of course, right?
Yeah.
So they had to take them all into account.
Which, Lucifer, hey, real quick, Adam, too, I will say, but when you do come back, I know that you're excited to talk about whatever crazy law you just looked up. Please try and keep the microphone out of your throat next time.
It's not in my throat. I have a lovely snowball microphone.
Okay, well, you were definitely trying to eat it on the first part of that.
I can show you guys what it's like to eat your microphone.
Oh, can you?
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Maybe, hey, no. Let's not do that. That was an interesting laugh.
Oh, thank you.
I really feel
I'm gonna
like
check this
looking
out.
back now, my guest selection for episode 3, I really should have split you guys up.
Exactly. Well, think about it. You did it without the other, I guess, not moderator.
So what I did
co-host.
is I decided to schedule this this episode without another adult present. In the
Exactly.
past, I've had like
Think about it. You're outnumbered.
I've had like
We have the
Pierre,
majority vote.
Greymaster D-Ray. I've had these guys who have been, you know, kind of mature adults who are capable of having a normal conversation. But no, I got
This is
you
a normal
two,
conversation.
you two schmucks.
Well, think about it. We outnumber you. So, I mean, if this is a democratic server, then we can elect you out of office.
Oh,
Right?
can you?
Right? I mean,
Yeah. Goomba would have taken over long ago.
That's true. Goomba would have taken over.
Long ago. So what do you guys think of the server? What do you think it's going anywhere kind of big? Like, what would you like to see happening in the near future?
I
Anything
like
we
it.
could be doing better? Like, what do you think of it? Habita, I
like
don't know
it.
if you're talking, but you kind of muted yourself. Or...
I think it's still in his throat. I think he swallowed the microphone.
Yeah, he's...
You're
It-
really muffled.
I can put it back in my mouth.
It sounds like you're in New Zealand right now, which I know isn't what you're going for.
He's upside down.
No, is he?
Wait, but I am. What? What a coincidence.
All right, buddy, come on. Let's get your sound level back.
Exactly.
I have
Come
no
on.
idea what's happening.
This is going increasingly off the rails.
It's pretty great.
I know, right?
This feels like a typical recording involving.
You really should fix your mic.
You should.
I can't. Wait, I can hear myself.
You sound like you're going through a wind tunnel right now.
It's like he's partially muted himself, but not quite.
Half muting.
Yeah. Or deafen, I think is what they... I think that's like the setting, like what that's called.
Is it? I feel like he's fucking with us, but I'm not sure.
I think he is, because he did that whole, oh, I'm going to swallow the mic bit.
Exactly.
And now he's...
This is strategic off of him.
I suppose.
Exactly.
Thing is, things weren't good enough as they were.
Hey, man, we really can't hear you at all. I don't know if you're trying to be funny or what, but we can't hear you.
No, I have no idea what's wrong. I
Is
Hello.
it different or your mic?
So your mic is
Did
plugged
you
in.
break
I
your-
wonder if it's half plugged in.
Yeah. Or like, did you break it when you swallowed it?
I can take it out. Put it back.
Maybe try that.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, Lord.
Did that help? Speak again?
I don't know.
No, it didn't.
Does not seem so.
I just want to say he was fine for like an hour or two before this until Riss came in the room.
I blame Ray.
So
No, it's not even me, because he did that whole, oh, I'm going to swallow my microphone bit and really show you guys up.
First time I swallowed a microphone, okay?
he didn't think he was gonna break the microphone in the process.
Yeah, he-
I swallowed it before
he-
with mine.
See, now we're going to have to wait and record the whole, like, 12-hour spiel while your body digests the microphone, and then it
Exactly.
comes out the other end, and then you have to reinstall it.
That's true.
And we just don't have
is he
time
gonna
for that.
want it?
Just gonna
At that
hit
point?
it until it stops working.
Well, why would you hit your your equipment there, hotshot?
Yeah, come on. I had nothing to do with this.
All I'm saying is this is extremely irresponsible, and I'm ashamed that a content creator such as yourself would stoop to such low levels.
Exactly.
As
This
what?
is all for the
Did it
content.
work?
Oh, is he
Oh,
back?
is he?
Did it work?
Kind of.
Kinda, yeah. You're a little back.
And you're calling me irresponsible. I know what I'm doing.
See, and it's I call shenanigans because the second I
Oh, now
started
I can't
calling
hear
you
you guys.
out,
Oh yeah, sure,
The-
sure. That
the
sounds like
second-
an excuse to me.
the second I call you out, you're like, oh nope, I'm here, I found it, it's back.
I can't influence how my microphone decides.
You
Okay.
The
can
microphone
though,
was regurgitated.
I
Yeah.
can hit it and then hope it works.
or maybe
I
just
think you guys might just be fucking with me.
no, we're not.
That would be the real.
You guys have just been screwing with me the whole
yeah,
time,
we
and it's
are.
actually
we
been
are.
fun.
This has been a huge joke the entire time.
See,
Sorry.
I don't know how
Chris
you can say
convinced me.
that
He was
because
talking to me.
I'm recording, so you're gonna see it in the when it's uploaded that you
Nah.
sounded like a mouse.
He directed me and said, "Hey, let's
Wait, I
fuck the
sounded,
sound of that.
so
Sound
it
like
is
his
good.
microphone is breaking."
Yeah, no, I believe that your microphone is breaking because your quality has gone considerably down since you did get back a minute ago.
If the quality of the sounds has gone down, I guess I'll just have to speak greater wisdom.
That's true. Make
My
up for
IQ is already increasing to compensate.
it.
Oh my lord.
This is such a shit show.
Yeah, this is pretty
I mean-
bad so far.
We're all mods here, right?
I hope we come
all
back
know.
on another episode.
Not at
I
this
mean-
rate.
Whoa. My friend's gonna be getting me a new mic. Okay. He,
Oh, he's running,
he like
he's
just...
running to the store right now.
No. I'm just gonna take his.
All right, dude. Your mic quality is so bad that I'm almost debating kicking you off. Like, I'm not even joking. It's so bad.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on right now.
You sound a little better. Are you fucking with me?
I'm not.
All
Ow. I just made it so I can hear myself, and I sound completely normal.
right.
So now I'm just confused.
Well,
I
maybe
think
make it to where you
fucking
don't have an
close.
echo.
Oh, that'll be me listening to myself.
Yeah, no, but I can hear you listening to yourself.
Well, stop listening. Okay, yeah. There you
Exactly.
go.
This is the government listening into us. Like, come on, Riss. Can you please stop?
It-
Like, he's
it's-
trying.
I swear, I'm not doing this on purpose. Is it good?
Yeah, you sound better now.
There we go.
What the hell was that? What? I'm not.
Are you
not-
on an airplane?
No.
Can you prove that?
No.
See, I think we've solved the case.
Indeed.
Anyways,
So if we can
because
get
it wasn't
back.
already bad enough, I'm gonna start loading myself with sugar.
All right. So
Oh, that's
while
great.
you're doing that, though, go ahead and answer the question that I asked a minute ago, which was,
Wait, did you?
if I'll tell you, just fucking give me a moment. Like, how do you think the league's going? Do you like everything that we're doing? Is there anything you don't like? Kind of, what do you think of our current state of affairs?
Goomba.
No, I love it. It was awesome. I mean, this is the only league that I'm in, and it's the only league I've ever been in. So I have nothing to compare it to. But
That's true. That means it's the best.
exactly.
I think so. Yeah.
But from my experience, it's been pretty good. I've enjoyed
That's
it.
true. But it is also the worst. So that's like a half and half. It cancels out. His opinion doesn't
Like, I
matter.
think there's a good balance between, like, you know, it's pretty chill, so we can say a lot of dumb stuff without getting in trouble, but at the same time there's still like a certain level of moderation towards what we can say, which is
Exactly.
pretty good.
There's
I
a
think
point
we kinda
where
nailed that.
the mods get tired with our tomfuckery.
There is a little bit sometimes, yeah. Like earlier, that little that shtick you guys were talking about in the family room with, oh, I'm dating so and so. Oh, I'm breaking up with so and so.
Oh, that was great. I
That
don't know
was
how that started.
that was super cringy, and
I don't get involved with stuff like that.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Where did that start? Hold on.
I don't know, but we don't need to hash it out. It's
Oh, that's
fine.
because
All
Daniel.
my
did this to me.
tomfoolery
Right,
is
alright,
restricted
cool.
to video form.
Yeah, right.
All right. That's fair.
You know, I did want to kind of mention something as well. So I started the WPF YouTube channel because I wanted it to be a community sort of thing where different content creators could upload their own YouTube videos to the WPF channel. They were obviously WPF Central, right? That has
I didn't
not
know that's
happened
what the
once.
purpose-
Yeah, and I've mentioned
know
it a
that
couple of
was-
times. Let me
that-
talk. I've mentioned it to a couple of the content creators. I think when I added everybody originally, right? That was what I had intended it to be like, but not a single person has taken me up on that so far. So
Well, I mean, you get sort of a split.
Does that mean
We
that
have-
if I'm one of those content creators, do I have access to the file?
you have access to the YouTube channel. Yeah, I post the login information.
Can I upload those videos on my channel?
I don't. Hold on. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a
You know,
point where it
reverse.
gets repetitive if they're posting it to both their own channel and the WPF channel. There gets to a point where it's like, all right.
Yeah, I feel like if you
I have
wanted to go
stop
for
with
something
one.
like that, you'd have to do content exclusive to each channel. Otherwise, you may as well just watch one or the other.
Exactly. And
I mean, I'm 14 subscribers strong, so I could probably
That's
afford
true.
to give you some of my views.
I mean, it gets to a point where like, you want to sort of, you actually do want a split between actual WPF content and the, I guess, creator or member content, where you do want official content, like stuff like what happens, league reveals, and you have the welcome to WPF video, but those kind of get bogged down if everyone's posting to the channel.
So I get that. I also understand wanting variety because if you look at the bigger YouTube channels, right, like WBE, APA, and the like, you have like a very kind of segregated style of content that gets posted every week, right? It's like it's the same 2 or 3 people posting pick'ems and transaction analysis and like match of the week and whatever. Whereas I feel like if that content is being uploaded kind of by me as well, in a perfect world, right? Like there's WPF has 300 members, right? So if we imagine that is a lot of people to put your content in front of, if there are 12 people making WPF central videos. So my idea with that was that you could put your content in front of a kind of wider audience to kind of get your stuff out there a little bit more, right? So that if people are watching the YouTube videos that get uploaded, when they say, "Oh man, I really like this Habita guy and how he makes his videos," I'm gonna go check out his own individual channel. It wasn't it wasn't so much a way to centralize views to the WPF as it was to more easily integrate the coaches and their content across, all 4 divisions. Plus,
well, if you're putting it in that context, then why not just stay with the WPF if the guy's posting the videos there anyway? Like, you're getting other videos as well on a more consistent basis, and you're getting all that guy's videos, so why go to the guy's channel?
well, he wouldn't be posting them all, I would imagine.
That's fair, I guess.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I think I am going to get away from that model where people can post to the channel itself, and we'll rock with what we got for a while until maybe a Wi-Fi league opens up in a month or 2. We'll see.
I would be game for a Wi-Fi league.
It really just depends on how Sword and Shield works out.
I mean, there has been some talk about there being an in-client way of getting competitive mods a lot easier, which I'm super hyped for, especially with there being an online ranked, which I think is super cool.
Definitely.
All right. So, yeah.
Are you still there? Abida?
Abida?
It's Habita. Please.
I'm still not convinced that's your name, but whatever. It's fine.
No. My name's Hamina, but my username's Habita.
It's like a switching of one letter.
It's like harmonize, but without the Z. Like
Just change his nickname.
harmonize.
No, it's so it's ha ma na.
Does it come with the breathing sounds as well, where it's ha, na, ma?
No, that just comes with the frustration.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
We are all mods here, correct?
No,
Yes.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
run
well,
this shit.
all right.
Less than us.
Tough shit. Well, we all know the reality of mod chat, where it is like 10% actual work, which like I feel like it's multiplied when the league starts or when a major event happens, and then the 90% rest of the time is just as much shit posting as it is in family room.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's just selective shit posting. That's very accurate.
Like very rarely is there actual work being done.
So
Well, I mean,
I will combat that and say that I do work a lot of the time, and there are people in the mod chat that are fantastic at keeping up with everything going in the league. Majora's Mask,
Hey, there are
I'm
people
looking
who
at
work
you.
hard.
oh, Majora is great.
Majora's
There are people who
fantastic.
work hard to drown out your guys'
John is
work
also
with memes and shit posting,
Mm.
and I feel like they deserve credit.
Yeah, John.
They go Zooch.
Zooch, yeah. With his little emote.
He's got one dedicated to himself, don't he?
Yeah, he does. So it was one that emote is what he found in another league named after another guy, I guess called Astoria. I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember he said it's named after the guy who used to spam it,
Yeah,
but now it's Zooch who spams it. So,
the evolution. Yeah.
the plot progresses.
It's pretty cool.
Also,
man.
I don't know if you found out, but the reason why our server is now actually nitro boosted is because it now lets you nitro boost one server twice.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
So now, think about it. We have 25 more emote slots left, I think, and that 22. Sorry. So that means there's 22 mod wens that can be added.
Oh my goodness, that's entirely too many. It's not necessary.
It's not enough. We have 300 people on this server, Riss. We have unfair representation in our government.
See, but
We need more mod wens.
Do you know what's really interesting to me, as somebody who has been with WPF since the beginning, obviously, to see like the majority of the people who are talking in the chats every single day, most of it is the moderators. Like, there is a healthy population of maybe half the server that never talks, and I don't know why that is.
I know. I was complaining in mod chat like a day or two ago about there just being one person who applied who has never talked once. Yeah. Not even in response to like the welcome. Which is just kind of confuses me, because like, why are you trying to join the league if you're not really going to communicate or interact at all?
I think part of it is the people who are replying that aren't really talking. Like, it's condition based, right? So like, they will probably talk more if they get accepted, but if they don't, you remember at the beginning of this season, when we did that big coach reveal, there were like 15 people who like left within 2 hours of us revealing the coaches because they didn't get picked up. So
I mean, it's probably going to happen again, to be honest.
Well, yeah. No, we're up to, I think, like 116 applicants.
Yeah. And there's, what, 16 spots per division?
Yeah, so it's 64 people. We've almost got 2 more people applied than we'll have room for.
I mean, yeah, which, especially given how legacy coaches are guaranteed a spot, I understand how it can feel like there's no chance of getting in or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you get that sort of feeling where it's like you get players who, like, we're probably going to end up having 5 or 6 new players per division, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the rest are going to be add-on coaches, or what is it?
Replacement coaches. Right, exactly.
Yeah. And, I mean, that is kind of tough, and it sort of takes out the motivation of playing or interacting in that server.
So then I wonder if it would be a better idea, how about tell me how you feel about this. How do you feel about a feeder league being started up for WPF?
What?
You're just not even paying attention, huh?
No, I was. You cut out.
Oh, did I?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, okay. How do you feel about us starting up a feeder league, man?
A feeder league? I feel good. Next question.
Do you care to elaborate on that at all?
No, yeah. No, I like the idea of a feeder league. Basically an excuse to create more divisions in a different server for more people to join in.
Yeah, and that's kind of where my head is at too. Is that
but
I want there to be
it's also pretty good. Or you can filter talent in as well.
Yeah. But then you kind of lose the idea of like D division being the worst, right? Because if everybody is coming in through D division, which would be the transitory division at that point, D division might not be any worse than A division guys.
Yeah, there's that potential.
I mean, also, if you have a second league, you sort of run into the problem of having to split activity.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have some players that move over to the second server, and you're going to have people who are, one, splitting their attention, and then you're probably going to have a second mod team for the second server, right?
Yeah, that would be the ideal way to do it, but I don't know. I feel bad. But
I mean, the other remedy is starting the off season fairly quickly after the initial season, so that have coaches that didn't get picked up for the regular season have a higher chance of being picked up for the off division or the off season.
Yeah. So Endless Gadgets, the guy who runs the Draft League World Cup, I was talking to him about that, He had mentioned that it might be a good idea for our league personally to not have so legacy coaches, right? They're kind of guaranteed a spot in the A through D divisions because they were in it before. If we could almost do an inverse of that, where everybody coming in for the off season would get priority if they weren't a division coach, and I think
that makes sense.
There's some merit to that, definitely.
Because, I mean, it gives them motivation to, one, stay active, and two, they had something to do in the server, and that increases how connected they feel.
Yeah, definitely. It also lessens the burden if one of them drops out. Like if you have an A division coach who is also a off-season coach, Troy, who gets booted or leaves, that's not 2 spots I'm having to fill every time. It's just 1.
Exactly. Easier for the mods.
We may do that, and then we could probably start it up a little bit sooner, like you had mentioned. So I think I've started each one about week 4.
That's way too late, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah. You need to start it, like, after week 1 or 2. That's when players are still straggling, and they're still sort of debating leaving, or they're waiting around to be replaced. So I think that's better. Or just release application the day coach applications, but coach announcements get dropped.
Yeah.
So, okay, you make it in the season, but now you can apply for the off season. So,
sounds about right to me. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we decided that off season was going to be team draft, right?
Yeah, the team draft, exactly.
Can you sort of explain that to me? Because I'm kind of confused by the concept.
Yeah, no, so how it's looking like it's going to be now is that there's going to be 6 teams of 6 people, so 36 people, right? There will be, each team will have 1 captain and then 5 members. Each captain during the, like when the whole process starts, right? So we assign captains, and then captains will have 100,000 points, dollars, ruples, whatever it is that whatever you use in New Zealand for money.
Dollars.
Do you? You have dollars down there?
Yes, New Zealand dollars.
I did. So they're worthless then. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
No, they're just slightly less valuable than the American dollar.
All right, hold on. Let me fact check that.
And by
Hold on. What
slightly,
is
I mean
it?
by like
Australian.
no. I'm doing it.
Australian dollars to US dollars. It's worth 0.69 US dollars every Australian dollar. So
Giggity.
nice.
Oh no! Wait a minute. That means the New Zealand dollar is worth less. No.
What is it? It's zero. Oh, it is worth less.
It's 0.64.
Budget Australians.
No.
Imagine being the worst
No,
worst
it's not budget. It's poor.
That's the same thing.
No, we do more with less.
That's what that is. Yeah, okay. Sure. Anyway, so back to the team draft, right? So we've decided that the 3rd season or 4th season now, whatever it is, of the off season is going to be team draft. You'll have 6 captains who will take turns nominating coaches to bid on with their $100,000 pot of money, right? So
Are they bidding or is it a set value?
I'm sorry?
Is it bidding or is it like a set value?
Oh,
Like,
so
are
I
they
had
going
a
to be
about that.
No, so
I had a
it's kind of both, right? So like Adam, you're the first coach or you're the first captain to nominate somebody, right? And you nominate me to be bid on by the entire pool of 6 captains, right? The starting bid for every coach that gets nominated is 10,000 points. So you're going to be picking up a coach for at the bare minimum 10,000, right? But if Abida over there wants to outbid you, the minimum increase that he can up his bid by is 2,000. So when it goes round, everybody will have an opportunity to like bid on me, right? And you keep going up in price until somebody just doesn't want to pay anymore, right? So he would bid
Isn't there
for.
a maximum bid?
Well, there would be the maximum bid, I guess, would be what 60,000. Yeah, you could spend.
Then you can't get any of the coaches.
Well, you would
No,
get.
you could bid the minimum amount.
Yep.
So eventually, after people keep outbidding you, eventually you just get the.
You would get
Alright,
whoever
well,
was
you
left,
guys would call
essentially.
the bottom of the barrel.
So is there not going to be a draft order then?
No, so there will be. So for the captains picking coaches, there will be like a set order of who nominates, right?
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back on down. Draft style is normal. Once the teams are set and you have your 6 teams of 6, they will get broken up into 2 draft pools. So 3 teams in each draft pool, right, will comprise of 18 people per pool. Those pools, right, so you have teams 1, 2, and 3, will get randomly selected to have a set draft order. Now what that means is that instead of having each team get like the first 6 picks, second or third 6 picks, it's not going to work like that. What it'll look like is that you have teams 1, 2, and 3. You have set orders where, like, by straw pick, the first team will get picks 1, 4, 7, on and on, right? The second team will get
I see.
2, 5, 8, so that it's a different team member every pick.
Oh, okay. That's
And then you go through it snake order like that.
all right.
So what'll...
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So if you get 100,000 total cash monies
Uh-huh.
and your bidding amount, your minimum bid is 10,000,
Yep.
and then your increase is 2,000, why wouldn't you just do 50,000 total, 5,000 minimum, 1,000 increase?
I mean, you could, I guess, but there's no disincentive to doing it this way either.
I mean,
Because then
might
you could
have
say,
a
why wouldn't you
situation
just
where
give
they
us
pick
$100 and do
1.
5 and 1? The multiplication tables there doesn't really matter.
Why are we theorizing this? We all have the document.
Yeah.
Wait, could you could you minimum bid 2001? Like, could you bid 2001 points instead of
No.
just
So
2000?
the only increments that you can go up are in increments of 2,000. So if you wanted,
Oh,
so if
so
I
it's
was
not
nominated,
like-
Oh,
minimum.
okay.
yeah. So if I was
It's not
nominated
just
for,
the minimum increase, it's the increase.
yeah. So if I get nominated for 10,000, somebody can only go up in increments of 2,000, right? So somebody would say, "Oh, I'll do 16,000 for him." Somebody else bids. They have to go. They either, well, yeah, they either like fold, right, or go to 18,000 or better.
All right. I see.
60,000.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that's how that would work. So it is an interesting concept as well for the regular season itself, where so you have, it's a 6-week long season, or 5-week long season rather, where Team 1 plays Team 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that's its 5 weeks, right? So you're playing every other team once. At the end, so 5 coaches of the 6 will play every single week, so the captain will decide who gets to sit out for the week, right? At the end of the 5-week regular season, whichever team has the best overall win-loss record will go on to be the team that goes to playoffs. And how that will work is that you have the one team that goes to playoffs, right? Those 6 people that comprise the team will then become the playoff contenders. The other 5 teams that didn't make it, they're out. They're out of contention. It's just
and then they fight amongst themselves?
Exactly. It's called Civil
I
War
have another
style.
question.
What is your question?
Are coach free agencies allowed?
So, coach free agencies. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
Where
feel
if
like
someone's
no,
hurt-
because there's
similar to
no.
how you'd like to want to adjust your team in normal draft
Well, I mean, if
going
you're
into
bidding, that doesn't
playoffs.
work, though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work if you're having to spend capital on people.
Well, I just remember seeing the DPL do it. Like they had like a mid-season free agency thing where they'd like allow the opportunity for coaches for teams to bid against each other again if they wanted to make roster adjustments.
So
Just a thought.
we can
we
talk
are
about that
greats.
more. Sure, I don't see why not. It's a 5-week regular season though, so I feel
That's
like
true.
if we do 2 weeks worth of battles before we allow people to make roster adjustments, somebody that they may want to switch out may only battle once. And I think the point is to make it a more inclusive activity than that. So
Yeah.
maybe not.
Would we allow trades?
Coach trades? Sure, I don't see why not.
Like, let's say I want to trade Habida for you. Like, how would that work? If you want to barter, or do you want to trade chips? Because I know how in regular draft that would work is you'd have to match point value. But if I trade like
Well, wouldn't you just trade the player and then if one of them costs more than the other, then the other person, like the person whose player's worth less, would have to trade the player plus points?
So
even
I don't
that we talked
know.
about picking up.
I don't know if the 100,000 point thing would work past that because it's not tied to anything. It's not tied to drafts. Oh, which by the way, well, hold on. If you were to trade coaches, because coaches might be in two separate draft pools, you might suddenly then have people with duplicate mons. So then you would have to not only trade the...
Well,
You would trade the
skip that
coach,
slot.
but then
no,
you would...
wait.
Yeah, but then...
That coach slot would keep its draft, and it would just be the players who switch around between the slots.
Yeah.
That makes sense too.
So you just inherit the draft of the person you just replaced.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
I'm gonna change my name for tomorrow.
All right, you do that.
There we go.
Great time.
So yeah, I think that works. Generally, though, I think you're gonna come about the issue of it's gonna be really complicated, the bidding, especially keeping track of it. What I would do personally is just create a whole another server just for the bidding, because I think it would be easier to do in general. Like not even for anything else, just for the bidding, because I feel like it gets really cluttered.
Does it?
Well, no, because you do it on a rotational basis, right? It's not people typing madly.
Yeah,
I
it's not
guess.
just spam in a chat. Like it has
Well,
to be.
that's the
ordered.
bedroom.
You do it in
I
order,
guess,
just
yeah.
like you do. So, like for poker, right? Like you go around the table, you say, like, or do you call or fold? Do you call or fold? Do you call or fold? And you do that until you suddenly have maybe two people betting. The last person folds, and then that's it.
I guess I just feel like what's
I
gonna
own
happen
this
is
person
someone's gonna fuck up, and there's gonna be like a mess up with the bid, or like keeping track of it, and that's gonna become a whole debacle.
I mean, I don't understand how though, because it's all written out.
Or like whichever mod is who's the current off-season mod? It's Nim and who?
Shrek.
Nim and Shrek. Like let's say Nim looks over. All right, if we're using the people here, let's say Nim looks over Habita's bid, right? And then you bid again, but it's lower, and then you go off of that bid. I feel like
what?
that could be something that gets fucked up.
You don't. No. You can't go
No.
down in bid price. You only
Yeah.
go up.
No, I mean I think that
If
I'm
you go down
worried
and
that someone will look
whoever
over the
went
bid.
down doesn't count.
Why would they? No, I think you're either misunderstanding the concept, or, well, yeah, you're just misunderstanding
Underestimating the
concept.
power of the mod team.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to underestimate them lower than I already have estimated them.
See, but you're part
I'm
of that.
confused.
So why are you talking about yourself?
That is true. Exactly. I mean, this kind of relates, since we mentioned Shrek, to my favorite event that's ever happened in this server, which is the bug poison debate.
Oh,
As I
my
Wait, the
lord.
what?
The bug poison debate, where we have, I think, four main gangs.
Factions.
Being factions also works. I believe we had different names. I was a kingpin, I believe. We have Goomba, who likes the worst mon in the game, which is Dust Talks.
No,
We
it's not.
have we have me, who likes Beedrill, which is a great Pokemon in every single conceivable manner. And then we have Shrek,
Not
who,
the best.
for some unconceivable reason, likes the complete trash
Inconceivable.
bag that is Whirlipede. And then we have Majora, who, while otherwise generally makes sense and is a pretty good mod, likes frogs for some reason, which honestly doesn't make sense because of how horrible they are. So
Likes what?
frogs, I'm saying they're horrible in every single way.
A frog's not even a poison bug type.
They can be, if you try hard enough.
I'm confused.
Reflect type.
I will say
Mon?
that every one of those mons that we had mentioned a moment ago, Whirlipede is actually the most viable in draft.
Shut the hell your mouth.
Not that it's better or that it's
I
the
disagree.
best. However,
I also disagree.
all right, well, you can disagree, but you're wrong.
I think Beedrill's better. Legitimately, I think Beedrill's more viable in draft.
Are we talking about base Beedrill or the Mega?
Base.
You're
It's
wrong.
better than Whirlipede.
Absolutely.
Did you
wrong.
know it gets Tailwind?
Well, yeah,
It gets
because
burst and
It
reflect.
gets U-turn,
It
taunt.
can set screens.
Yeah, it gets screens. It gets T-spikes. I think the fact that it gets U-turn just instantly makes it more viable than Whirlipede.
That's true, especially if there's no speed pass.
it so Whirlipede gets hazards, right? So it gets spikes
No,
and
but
toxic
Whirlipede
spikes.
doesn't get any momentum, and it's too.
It gets baton pass.
passive. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Does it not? I know
No.
Scolipede gets baton pass.
Scolipede does get baton pass. Whirlipede does not.
Alright, hold up. I swear to God, oh, that makes Whirlipede even more worthless, right?
See, but
Exactly.
it gets
It
gets
doesn't get
speed
any
boost
momentum.
though.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't
It's
mean
too
shit.
passive.
Yeah, it does.
Its
What are you
basic
talking
attack
about?
is 55.
It gets swords dance. What do you want?
For it to be a decent mon.
No. It's not that it. No. Because it's an Eviolite user that has 99 defense and 79 special defense with speed boost and access to swords dance. It
can
also
be
sets
bored,
hazards.
so-
Whirlipede has speed boost so it can go fast, but does that matter? It's not even making its team fast. Beedrill can set up the tailwind.
Beedrill also has like
Whirlipede-
20 defense. It quad
Beedrill
resists.
doesn't-
Defense for your knowledge.
Whirlipede
and it
doesn't
has
offer anything
better
as a
special
weapon.
defense.
So I
By
don't see
1
what
point.
the argument is here though, because Whirlipede doesn't offer anything as a win con, whereas Beedrill provides better support for its team because it gets U-turn.
Exactly, and it gets Fellstinger. It can sweep.
No, don't. I'm trying to help you, okay? Stop ruining this argument.
As well, like it can be a support mon. It gets Electroweb. It can as I have Electroweb is a great
Well,
move.
Electroweb's
basically
just a
Generation
worse
Wave.
string shot.
It gets String Shot as well, which I didn't know could miss until a little while ago.
I'm so confused why you guys are defending a Mon with 40 defense, 75 speed, and 90 attack.
I'm confused why you're defending a mon that has 79 special defense.
That's not that bad.
It's almost the exact same as Beedrill. You have
It's
1
less.
point more.
It's less. It's less. It's less.
No, I honestly think Beedrill's better just based on the fact that it gets U-turn.
It gets U-turn. It gets Roost. It can defog if it needs to. It can set up Reflect. It can Pursuit. It has Knockoff. That's actually
Most
really
of
big.
those
Whirlipede
things-
doesn't have Knockoff.
Yeah, knockoff is pretty good. Most of those things that you just mentioned were not relevant.
It gets Curse. It can be a Curse Sweeper.
Exactly my point.
It can be
Beedrill?
irrelevant.
Beedrill can be a curse sweeper.
Yes.
Beedrill cannot be a curse sweeper. No, it cannot.
It can. It gets Endure. Gets False Swipe. It gets Mega Drain.
What?
All
Wait.
the Gen 1 Mons get just stupid coverage moves. It's ridiculous.
mean Mega-
No, but listen. It gets Throat Chop, so if they have a Sylveon, you can Throat Chop it.
Listen, Linda.
Why
yeah,
would a Sylveon stay in?
against a
Why wouldn't
Beedrill?
you just poison jab it?
Matter of fact, a
Well,
cursed
it can't
Sylveon
hyper
set
voice your
is more
next
viable
Mon.
than a cursed Beedrill set.
That's true.
Absolutely.
No,
true.
it is not.
Yeah,
That's
it
not
is.
true.
Yeah, it is. Quick attack, return. Hell, return,
what you're
curse,
talking
wish,
about. I don't
protect,
know what
all
you're
sorts of options.
It gets Thief. It can steal your item.
All right, I think we should move on from this.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
you know
the
you're
more
wrong.
you
It gets
talk, the
Giga
worse
Drain.
Beedrill
So,
becomes.
Whirlipede loses versus Seismitoad, but Beedrill doesn't.
Does it?
No,
though?
Beedrill still loses.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
All right. He's just got his
Yeah,
head in the
that's
sand.
all.
The
Can't-
more you talk, the worse Beedrill becomes.
Yeah.
Just stop.
It gets Ominous Wind. It can Omni Boost.
Oh my god.
It gets Skull Bash, which is good. It gets Bide.
It gets outrage. I'll say
doesn't
that.
get
Stop.
What is
See?
that about?
It can outrage stuff.
What am I listening to right now?
I don't know. I just happened to look up its moveset a second ago and said, "What the fuck? Why does it get outrage?"
It gets Skull Bash, dude. It can raise its defense and then attack the next turn. You were complaining about its defense? Well, it can.
It can raise its defense and then get 2-hit KO'd before it attacks the next turn.
No.
Yeah.
Think about it. It gets Endure. It gets Endeavor. So.
Oh boy.
So
Endeavor Beedrill.
I remember running this calc at one point throughout this past season. I forget exactly who I fought that had Mega Beedrill. I calced like a Life Orb Infernape with Mach Punch. Keep in mind that's a 4-time resisted move, and it 2-hit KO'd.
Yep.
Well, that's just because Infernape's good. That doesn't say Beedrill's bad.
It's
No,
a
that's because
priority
Beedrill's
move.
bad.
So priority moves are good. That's
They're-
why you use them.
They're 40 base
Duh.
power,
No.
and it's quad
They're
resistant.
really weak.
You're
That's
really
basically a 10 base power, well, a 15 base power move. With
Look.
Stab.
It gets flash. You can use sub flash
Oh,
bright
no.
powder.
All
That's
right,
bad.
Lucifer. All right, we're getting way
You're
off
trying
whatever
too hard.
topic this was supposed to be.
I'm enjoying. It gets infestation.
All right,
To be
moving
fair,
on.
we were talking about bug poison types, so this isn't that far off topic.
Yeah. All right,
That's true.
I got a question for you.
Not that it was a good topic in the first place.
Go for it.
What do you like most about the place that you live? Whoever wants to go first.
Food.
Food.
The
Like
fact that
food.
the fact that I'm not worth 0.69 of an American person.
I'm not Australian, for fuck's sake. Stop it.
Wait, you aren't?
No.
Are you sure?
No. No, don't start this.
This whole time, I thought you were Australian.
He's Maku, dude.
No, because I
No.
know, because I've seen your pet kangaroo. I've seen it in the chat.
Exactly. See,
I don't have a pet kangaroo.
You like ride
What
it to
is
school
this?
every day.
What the hell? What do you think? That's not even. Ah! My head hurts
See,
just
that's,
listening to
that's,
you two.
that's the sound of a triggered Australian guy right there.
Exactly.
I'm not
Thank
fucking
you.
Australian.
See, what you sound like it though. How do you explain the accent? Please.
Exactly.
Explain that away.
If I was speaking, and then we had an actual Australian person speak right after me,
Uh-huh.
you could clearly tell the difference.
I think he's just in denial.
See, my thing is that if we're gonna go with this phony argument where, if there was an actual Australian person here, you could hear the difference. Where's the Australian person at? Where's our person we're
Exactly.
supposed to debase
I'm
you
gonna
off of?
ping Electric right now to see if we can drag him in here.
Oh, really?
How do we know that Australians even exist?
Because we're talking to one.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
But even then,
I'm
he
not
could just be a
Australian.
government. He could be a government. He could be paid off by the government. Like the people who are paid off by the government. say
How
that
is
Canada
me
exists.
being an Australian even an argument for Australia existing if I say I'm not? What?
Because you're lying. You're trying to cover up. You're trying to cover up your superiors' asses. Right? Like this is a international
No,
scam.
I'm not Australian. I don't
think
care
you
if
can prove
Australia
that.
exists or not. All I know is that I live in New Zealand, and New Zealand's a great place. Good
All right,
food.
you know what? Here, how about this? Ultimate test, right? What is your favorite
Oh.
thing about New Zealand? Don't
Fish
just
and
say
chips.
food, because that's, a cop-out answer. How about we get an actual
Exactly. Let's see.
example here? Let's
Oh.
see.
Ooh, probably the pie.
Exactly. Australian. See?
No,
He's just saying Australian things at this point and pretending that they're New
Fucking-
Zealand things.
That is exactly what an Australian would say. I have the cue cards here.
See?
it's oh my god, no. New Zealanders have great mince and cheese pies. Okay.
Did you hear him say the kangaroos?
Hold on,
Because I
what?
did.
Hold, no, wait, pause. What is that? A minced and cheese pie?
Yeah, a mince and cheese pie, savory pie.
Mince, like breath mince, plus cheese.
No, not mint. Mince, meat, mince.
Why do you put mint? What? Why do you put
Why
mince
would
in
you
your
put
meat?
mint-
That's a weird flavor.
Oh, I see.
MINCE.
I looked up a picture. It's a worse hot pocket.
Oh.
Please. No, oh my god, it's not. You two are killing me. You're just. See, I ate my mic and now they're getting back at me.
That's it, man. You had
not
that
our fault,
horrible
you're
sound
Australian.
quality for like a half hour.
I've learned my lesson. Never eat a mic again.
Precisely right.
I
See,
mean,
you sound good now. Where were you like 45 minutes ago?
He was throwing.
I was eating my mic.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, was it worth it?
Yeah, it probably
How good was it?
actually. It tasted like Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
What the hell was that?
He's off in the corner of
Taste
the room.
rainbow.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, dudes. I got one more question for you before we kind of piece this out for the evening.
All right.
Meat pies are good. They're better than hot pockets.
See, they're called mince pies. Get it right, Australian guy. All right, so
No,
How-
meat pies in general, God. Ah,
so I am watching JCM Shadow's game that he played, I think today, against Gamer Pokestar. How do you guys feel about your playoff contention? Like your match coming up tomorrow?
I'm gonna win it all.
No, he's not.
Wow.
Yes, I am.
Look, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm pretty certain Lucifer's gonna get past the semi.
So rude.
Are you guys on the
Because-
same side of the bracket?
Yes,
Yes.
we are. So if we both win our
Yes,
next
we are.
match, we go against each other.
Oh my lord, that's gonna be so fun. See, next week
My
when you
defense is about to crush him.
So rude.
well, hold on. Let's before we get to the semi matchup, right? So like, Howda, who are you playing this week?
Shrek. I'm playing Shrek.
Playing Shrek
And
tomorrow.
I'm I'm petrified
He's
by
the worst.
Necrozma Salamence.
Are you
No
really?
one
Shrek is
likes
scary.
See, what's going to be really funny too is that when I upload this tonight, if Shrek happens to listen to this tomorrow, I wonder if there will be any sort of mind games played. He's like, oh man, he's really scared of Salamence and the other thing you mentioned. Like, do I bring him?
That's true.
Wait. Why would you? They're good in the matchup. He should be taking them regardless of what I say.
Or maybe this is just a farce. We know Australian people are famous for those. So think about it. He could be lying
Die.
right now to trick Shrek.
You know what? I have
Into
pretty
bringing those
sound
Pokemon.
evidence that I'm not an Australian, and it's my obsession with rugby. I feel like that's a pretty good counterpoint.
I thought Australians were rugby.
What?
All right,
Who tells you things about Australians?
Adam, I think you need to dial back the shit posting a little bit here.
I got it from the mouth. All right.
So, who are you fighting tomorrow?
I am fighting Just Blue.
And how do you
He's
feel
only
about
the
that?
number one
Pierre's Prodigy.
contender.
Pierre's Prodigy. That's exactly right.
Oh, he muted himself.
Unacceptable.
He's just avoiding. Oh,
He's
yeah,
so
he's just avoiding. I can talk about that matchup.
sure. Go for it.
Oh, hello, I'm back.
Oh, see, as soon as I go to talk about his matchup, he's right back in.
He's
I
right
couldn't
back.
let him talk shit, dude. I'm against Just Blue, and his team is annoying, and I hate it.
He was
But I'd
undefeated.
rather face him than Shrek.
No, he's not undefeated.
Did he have like one loss or something?
Yeah, he lost again,
Oh man.
and he should have lost to me, but I'm sad about that.
Oh man.
He's still salty. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's saying that he's hot shit, but he's lost like what, 3 games? Yeah, 3
One game.
games, dude. 3 games. One was a 5-0.
Oh, are you talking about me?
Yes, I am.
Am I getting shit talked by someone who's what, 5-7?
Currently
Alright.
in the call. Shit talking me. What?
Look,
Get out of here.
it was. Look, it was sandbagging. All right, it was strategical lozenge. That's a word.
Loss. It is a word.
It is
it's
a
just
word,
not
but
the
not
one you were
using
looking
the
for.
It was strategic losifying, right?
Losifying, yes.
Exactly. Like I sandbagged in the beginning so that people would underestimate me.
Uh huh.
That's
So
why
now-
you needed me to beat
So
Jeff.
now when
so
I
that you
win, it
actually
will
made
look
playoff.
even better. And it'll make everyone else look a lot worse as well.
Or people just will consider it a lucky streak.
I mean, that sounds a little far fetched. I think you should sort of get your mind out of your imagination. All right.
It might sound far fetched,
My-
but
my
does it also
imagination's my
sound
mind.
surfetched?
Surfage. I would. He's just gone. Cannot handle.
Perfect. Oh man, that was great. I was waiting for my sword and shield pun all night.
I am getting a sword though.
You know, you're fortunate that was the joke you made, because that's the only thing I know. Shield, pretty much.
Oh really? Are you one of those that's trying to go into the game blind?
I'm just not paying attention, to be honest.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
I very rarely pay.
When you
attention.
got when you have half a brain cell that you're working off of, it's not that difficult to miss everything.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
I mean, there have been. All right, so what I've seen, the starters have been leaked, and they look garbage.
You know what? I'm gonna stop you there. We're not gonna talk about Sword and Shield spoilery
fair,
stuff. So, all right. So you guys have
All
talked
right.
about your matchups, right? So I am facing Lunatic tomorrow, and I am
Lunatic.
scared to death by his
Let's
team.
see the matchup.
He had mentioned.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, so he had mentioned in the chat that he was super upset about how hard of a matchup he had. I feel like he's got a really good matchup.
What's
Well,
what's
normally it's because of the mentality that people take into building, where you're used to using a certain style, and then somebody will come around with their team, and then it'll completely screw with your style, and all you'll see are the things that'll screw with your matchup,
Yeah.
and all they'll see are the things that'll screw with their game plan and matchup, and so as a result, you'll get like you and Lunatic or me and Shrek, where we're all complaining about our bad matchups against each other.
Oh, I mocked for this. I remember.
Yep.
Although I will say that there are a few sets that completely obliterate you.
I feel like
Yeah.
I won't say them,
you
but
go into matchups naturally with the mindset like, oh,
There's some
it's
scary stuff.
definitely coming, right? And then if it doesn't come, then you're completely caught off guard. which
have
I
you
feel
guys
happens-
ever had that thing? You know where you have those sets, right? Where you're like, oh yeah, this is you're gonna take, right? And then they don't, but they take a set that's even worse that you didn't even think about. Have you ever had one of those?
Oh yeah. I remember the first time somebody ran like a toxic sub protect Excadrill against me. Like I prepped super
Oh,
hard
you mean
for like
Wolfies?
yeah, exactly. I prepped super hard for like Swords Dance, Rocky MZ, like the standard like offensive set, and got obliterated because I just couldn't fucking break his bulky Excadrill.
I mean,
That's actually so bad. No.
I'd like to sort of touch on that, like the nature of heat sets in general. I feel like well, I'd like to compare it to Fun Celesteela.
Fun Celesteela?
What is that?
That
Autonomized
sounds like-
weakness policy.
That doesn't exist. That's not a set.
What do you mean? That's actually a legitimate set.
No, it's not. Fun Celesteela is an oxymoron in and of itself.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the point is basically the only reason that the set works is because you're not expecting it, which is sort of how heat sets work in
No.
general.
I feel like that makes it an objectively bad set. If you're
Alright.
relying on mind games purely.
So I
if
think
it doesn't work,
go ahead.
like as a set.
That's like a second
Yeah.
part, though. It has to work generally as a set, but then it also has to be like expected because that's what kind of defines it as heat.
So I feel like your categorization of what a heat set is kind of on par, but your example didn't make sense. I say that
No.
because Celesteela is one of those mons that I always have in the back of my mind. Like this could this could be a weakness policy set. Like
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I see
think
it on
the same
Team
with
Pre,
Necrozma.
if I see yeah exactly Necrozma, Celesteela, Dragonite, those are those three that I
Exactly.
see, and I'm like, okay, so I really need to be careful about hitting this thing super effectively, like until I
Dragonite
see its
so good.
part of its moveset, right?
Exactly,
but,
yeah.
But no, you're right. Like the matchups are so complex from 11 mons to 11 mons that if you can find a way to tailor a very niche like set like that puts you so ahead of the game in building because you can't prep for what
Yeah.
you don't know is coming.
Did you guys know that Celesteela gets Magnet Rise?
No,
What?
because that's an unset.
No, I don't know why, but it gets it, so it can go
Wait,
even further
wait.
off the ground.
So does if you pop Magnet Rise, does that mean you're still floating if gravity takes into effect, or does it?
No,
just
because
not?
gravity trumps everything.
So it's just completely useless.
You can Z Magnet Rise to get a speed boost, I think. Or no, it's an evasion boost.
Autonomized.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
evasion.
worth it.
If it's evasion, then that's worth it.
Does it get
I would-
Flash? Oh, it doesn't get
Although
Flash.
isn't Z Protect supposed to be evasion as well?
I have
Or
no
is that
idea.
Z Detect? Oh, that might be Z Detect.
Well, I mean,
I remember because I was seeing it in a 1v1 format where people were running Z Detect sub stuff like that so that they get the evasion boost,
no.
and then they just rely on probability where they'd have like a 60% chance of their opponent missing a move, and then they just win.
Celesteela gets Ingrain. It gets.
That's a bad move.
In
What
that
if you-
instance, I think definitely because it's like you can't switch out. Like it's not like Aqua
Yeah.
Ring where you can switch
What
out
happens
still.
if you Ingrain and then Magnet Rise?
You
Oh,
get
wait.
both of its effects.
Or
Do
do
you?
you lift yourself out of the ground?
I don't know. That's a question for
Yeah.
Bulbapedia.
Exactly.
So are we gonna go to Bulbapedia then?
I'm not. Feel free though.
No, I can't be bothered.
I'll tell you what is kind of annoying about the playoff picture in general is that because the regular season has been 12 weeks long, like you have a super high chance that if you make it to playoffs, you have probably played the people in your bracket once during the regular season.
Which sucks.
So-
Well, that's why I went through. I really tried hard to like not just change my team, but like to slowly change it. So I made like I think there were 3 points in the season where I made trades and I like slowly adjusted my team as it went on, so that at no point do I play someone with the same team as I did before. Was the idea behind that? And by the end of the season, say if I played someone right at the start, my team's quite different from then.
I guess. But you can't keep that up consistently. I feel like what you more see to that, I guess, angle is players purposely sandbagging games against players that they might face in playoffs, especially towards the end of the season.
Yeah. Which segue point from that, actually, like I really do enjoy our new algorithm that we have for kind of deciding divisions based off of prior season performance. I think it's a lot like it's a lot better at tailoring kind of the in-season performance of a lot of the coaches, because you can't quite sandbag if you don't know, like, or as freely meme if you don't know if you're going to get promoted or not next season.
I guess, yeah.
Guys right now are like,
Yeah,
well,
huh?
I'm like locked to be top 4. I know I'm gonna progress up a division, right? So these last 2 games don't matter. I'm just gonna forfeit these 2 games, and that's not fun for anybody.
It's more fun if you meme it.
I memed it,
Yeah.
No, that was a legitimate loss.
and no,
Just
I
'cause you're
memed it,
bad.
and then I got parahaxed, and that was sad.
Also,
I memed it
this is
and I'll-
completely off topic, but I really like Dusk Noir as a mon. I think it's really cool.
I like it too.
It's really underrated. It has 150 defenses, doesn't it?
130.
In my opinion, if a
130,
monk
yeah.
can't be used effectively by someone as good as, then it's bad. So Dusknoir is bad.
See, half of your point cut out though, so I don't know what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll say it again. If a monk cannot be effectively used by someone as good as Envy, then it's not a good mon.
It is a good mon.
Therefore, Dusknoir is not a good mon.
Hold on, I have like it was in a mock or something, but I was against a player with an Umbreon, and I had Dusk Noir, so I ran a sub focus punch, which is really good, as well as it gets curse, which is always a fun move.
But Focus Punch is limited PP. How much does it do to an Umbreon?
Focus punch does a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 100 base attack. If that's not a super physically invested Umbreon, I'm sure it's 2 at KOing.
Yeah, because I remember I had like a Zard Y or something, which I
I
felt
feel like that
Umbreon
could
had
pretty
to
easily
put
get
that for.
PP stalled. Like, I'm just imagining I'm going to work, just thinking about the series of turns and plays you'd have to make to PP stall that.
I mean, hold on, let's calc.
I'm such a nice person to play against.
Yeah, right. I've ran a calm minding Shadow Ball with Trick Room. Dust Noir, like super
That's
offensive.
like Dusk Noir is super versatile. Like it can be defensive. It has super good defense. It has a usable special attack and attack. Umbreon.
Why are you
Focus
blowing into your mic right now?
Who's blowing?
I thought it was you.
You.
Oh,
that's
was
Focus
I? I didn't know.
Or you were throwing your
Focus
mic
Punch
across the room.
does. Oh, if 252.
Wait,
action-
Electric's online.
me.
Electric's online. I need to get him in.
Oh my god.
I mean, you have about 5 minutes until this is done, so...
exactly. Hurry up.
Okay. I'm asking him if I can borrow his accent.
That's ridiculous.
You guys are just gonna sound the same.
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be like another mini-me who joins the call.
No, he's just gonna speak twice and pretend like Electric was speaking. There we go.
It's really interesting too. So the way the A Division playoff bracket has progressed so far,
Eclectic.
the what?
He said get into voice eclectic.
What?
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just thought about it. So he can't actually get in here because he doesn't have the role to do it.
No, but he can
Well,
go
I
in
can
general,
drag
he
him
can
in.
Drag him in. Yeah.
Can you?
Yes.
I mean, like, hold on, watch.
See, I can show you right now. I can drag one of those two. No, I won't. But
Here, look.
See, watch. I'll drag one of them into control room. Dana.
Haha.
Now I'll put him back.
Like, look. Bop. See,
Oi.
magic.
Oops. I moved the lonely corner.
The lonely corner is the best chat room.
I don't think Electric's joining us. Dang it.
He's scared.
What has he got to be scared of? He's an Australian, Dang it, I keep cutting out.
You do.
You do.
I do.
Well, guys, we are on the last video that I've got here, and we're running at about an hour and 10 minutes. Do you have any kind of closing
We are.
topics you'd like to say?
That went by quickly.
You
I
don't know, is there anybody that we're allowed to shit talk?
Sure. I don't know. Who you thinking about?
I had something in mind, because apparently John thinks I'm Makodi.
He is.
Yeah.
I'm not.
See, but Maka was Australian, right?
No, he's not. Makodi's New Zealand.
See, hold on. So
God damn.
my argument, now that you've said that, is how do you know he wasn't Australian if you aren't him?
Oh.
Oh, I see. Because I'm related to him. He's my cousin. Dang.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, I know for a fact he doesn't live there because he lives down the street from me. Boom.
Whoa. So does that mean you're Australian?
No, it means he's New Zealand.
All
I'm
right.
English good. I need that cleared. John, I hope you watch this. I'm not... Rizu, can you say that I'm not Makodi?
Don't do it.
Who were you talking to?
He's talking
Dad.
to John.
No. He said Rizu? I don't know who that is.
Dad.
Rizzo.
Rizu,
He's
Nah.
being bullied at school.
how
You
does
have
it
to help
feel,
him.
Rizu?
How does
How does it
what
feel?
feel? Being an American, knowing where my country is, feels great.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
There's a difference between knowing where your country is and knowing what your country is.
How about according to literally the national economy, American people are worth like what is that? Well, you're worth 0.69 of an American person.
I'm not an Australian.
Even so, well, then you're worth less of an American person then, right? So,
No, that's not how that works. That's a conversion rate.
I mean, by the transitive property of equality, we can say that Australian people. Well, I guess the argument I want to make is:
I'm a lot of New Zealand, man.
can
I'm a
you
lot
prove
of
that New Zealand even exists?
Can you prove that America even exists?
I think so.
What if you two are just I mean, I know that Rizu works. I know that Rizu works for the army. What if you two are both just government peoples trying to convince me that America actually exists?
See, but the question you didn't have to ask yourself logically is, which army do I work for?
America.
Are you
Or
sure
Russia.
about that?
Oh,
They're the only two that
See?
actually.
What about the Australian army? And that's how I know you're Australian.
Because Australia probably doesn't have an army. I don't know.
he's your Australian CIA worker.
He's,
They just have a no, because their army died trying to fight the emus.
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That is true. Yeah. The gr-
Australian War.
Doesn't it?
isn't
No,
there.
it has a name, doesn't it? Like the Great Something War,
Yeah,
doesn't
it
it?
does.
I mean, how would he know if he wasn't Australian?
up.
Though?
That's it. It was
No,
taught
it's
in his
called the
primary
Emu
school.
War. The Great Emu. The Great Emu
Great
War.
Emu War.
There you go. All right,
I think
guys.
that's a good place to end it.
That's a perfect place to end it. So we've
I
gotten
told
through,
you guys more about Australia than I did about New Zealand.
and that see, you're just proving our point a little bit more,
Exactly.
and I like that about you.
We began with
No.
porcupines, and now we've ended with emus. I think that's fitting.
It's amazing.
It's just a bigger, more lethal thing.
Yeah. So Adam, Abida, thank you so much for being on for episode 3 of the Family Dinner. I hope you all really enjoyed the
You're welcome,
podcast this
Mizu.
weekend. I'll
You're welcome.
fucking fight you, kid. And
We're
we'll
being-
we'll see you guys
Oh,
back
you're
next
calling
week.
me Habita.
That's
This is
because
never going to
you
end.
don't have a
Oh,
real name.
God.
Goodbye.